Hi, my name is Terrence O'Keefe. I'm the editor of Wild Poultry USA magazine, and I'm here with Doug Morgan. He's Director of Sales and Service with Baader-Johnson. And Doug is here at the U.S. Poultry and Egg Association Processor Workshop, participating in kind of a forum that we've got as part of the symposium, where we have some equipment vending companies sharing some of the new technologies they have with the audience here at U.S. Poultry. And Doug, could you tell us a little bit about what you'll be talking about today?
Okay, thank you, Terrence. First of all, let me start by saying the technology that I'm talking about, the Baader soft belt separator, is actually not a new technology. It's a technology that's probably over 4 decades old, but we found a new use for it, for that particular machine in the poultry industry. Let me start by saying 40 years ago, and this will be brief. 40 years ago, Baader was in the fish industry, still is in the fish industry, a giant leader in the fish industry. In the process of automating the fish industry, one of the hurdles that they had to jump was in the automatic filleting of fish. There was a good amount of fish left on the bones of this white fish. And if you've ever filleted fish, you know that the bones in a fish are very small, very brittle, very fine.
Right.
Well, Baader developed a soft belt separator, which is, just as the name implies, it is a half-inch thick, neoprene, soft, relatively soft belt that travels via rollers underneath a drum, a perforated drum, that can have various size holes in this drum. And it simply squeezes the meat between the belt and the drum. Therefore, we're cradling the bones with the belt and at the same time pressing through the drum. And in that process, we were able to remove all of this white fish meat from the fish bone, which was a huge success in the fish industry. If you've ever eaten imitation crab meat, chances are very good that it came from a Baader separator. So in the mid-90s, Baader became interested in poultry and started looking at ways that some of their existing equipment could be utilized in the poultry industry. At that time, most operations were hand deboning, and there was not a lot of excess trim of any kind to be used in a Baader separator. And we did experiment with running carcasses, whole front half carcasses through the Baader separator. And the end product was red in color because of the bone marrow that was being squeezed out of the spinal column and the keel. However, in recent years, with the advent of Stork and Mine's automated deboning machines, there are new opportunities. There is something we commonly call a wishbone stamp that's created with both of those technologies. The wishbone stamps, along with tender clippings from the automated process of clipping tenders on this machine, are two products that are seen as a negative for those machines. For the most part, now processors are taking wishbone stamps and tender clippings and also boney trim and sending it down the same conveyor with their front half carcasses, and they're getting
so now it's winding up in mechanically separated chicken.
That's correct. That's correct.
Or comminuted meat.
That's correct. What we did, we took the Baader separator and discovered that wishbone stamps, tender clippings, and breast trimmings run through the Baader separator are absolutely wonderful ground. They have the same characteristics as any ground chicken. If you would take a fillet or butterfly and run through a grinder, a 1/8 inch grind, it has the same characteristics as that product. So now customers are having a light bulb go off.
That's a pretty significant upgrade of that product.
Huge. I know of at least one customer in the poultry industry that was taking this wishbone stamp, tender clipping, bone trim, and sending it into their carcass conveyor. They realized after they saw a sample of what we could do with the Baader separator, hey, we can stop taking our good fillets and sending them upstairs to the grinder so that they can be put into our formed products. We can take this stuff and put it through the Baader separator, get the same finished product as we were getting out of our grinder, and save those fillets. And it was about a $20,000 a day improvement